99.3 Nigeria info.
Okay, thank you. That is me. I want to contribute to the topic about the UFO, the aliens, and
Okay.
the, my my perception is sort of inspired from. Have you read about Eric von Daniken's Chariot of?
Yes, I have a long time ago, but I have some recollections of that particular piece.
Yeah, and then he made many instances in the Bible that we used to believe about the creation of the heaven and the earth. And he had made many examples about some truths that these things we believe in Christianity, especially men, that some inventions that were made and some things about he made instances like the vision about Ezekiel, how he saw the vision as the Bible describes, especially in the beginning of Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, how God said that it was communicated to Ezekiel, and Ezekiel saw a vision of how some angels were flying, and the angels they had the state of cows and animals like that. Probably what the Bible really meant about them flying with wings and having hooves is actually talking about the shoes and probably some sort of jetpack.
Yeah, you see, yes.
And
Eh,
even in the Bible talked about the ark of God. You remember that time when the ark was brought to the Israelites, when it fell off the
and
mountain.
what's his name? Tried to steady it.
That it's
Uz,
called
U,
Uzzah.
Uriza. What's his name again?
And they said, yeah, that he got struck by
Yes, by
God. That God
yes.
struck him. So probably we thought that God struck him for disobeying by touching the ark of God. But what really happened was electrocuted because they carried the ark suspended with some bars. So they were thinking that this perception was that in the Old Testament there were aliens present then. And even thinking about the man, we usually believe that God made man from dust. Probably, maybe the dust is not actually dust. It's probably talking about the bones, the remains, or probably the early men that were picked from dust.
Your own case is more advanced than my own. No. I'm trying not to go into that deep. I'm trying not to go in that deep, so we don't um, end up in a rabbit hole. But I do agree with you. You're making a lot of sense. You see,
See, as we, a lot of we've been growing up thinking that we see God in the way that He paints the universe, but could it be some sort of intelligent, advanced being? Like when God said, "Let there be light," there was light. You don't expect Him to say the heaven and the earth. It's not like He did it all by Himself. I tell you that you built this house. It's not like you were detailing the house, taking cement, building the house all by yourself. You had some help, of course, bricklayers on the mason and the architects they did that. So the angels in there, they were dressing, they were doing all these things. So it's like there were some sort of intelligent beings, advanced hybrid beings about the same thing.
yes, a lot of people have also suggested that the fallen angels who fell from heaven were probably aliens
Yeah.
too. I've heard all those things. Now, although I'm not buying them, I'm also not dumping a lot of things because what we thought we had as knowledge, our perception was actually based on so many other things that we have now found out to be untrue. Do you get me?
Yeah. Yes. It's true. Yeah, that's the thing. And the Bible has had many versions and many misconceptions. We have different Bibles and
Because it
different
was
translations.
translated and understood by people who they themselves. Let me give you an example. If Elijah had seen a fighter jet, how he have described it, he probably would have called it a dragon.
Yeah, not of fire.
Or a chariot of fire. God bless you.
Yeah, like you see, like they feel about the God must be crazy. How that bushman, that noble savage, saw a bottle of glass water on top
Hmm.
of hard transparent rock. You know that perception, because
Yes.
you know the widest man then cannot be as exposed as the normal geek,
Hmm.
the present geek today. You understand? Because he sees things in a way that is out of this world. So he sees some kind of different human beings who operate in a different way, in a different kind of life. He assumes he is a spirit or you know a unique being, a superhuman. So what that's the perception most people might have had about God.
Hmm.
So that's what I think, because Moses spoke. Before the Bible shows that Moses spoke that he was a spirit when, and speaking of which, how the Egyptians were able to make
How were the Egyptians able to build those pyramids? Up till
yeah,
now, we don't know.
no one knows. As in so many false rocks and stuff, and in those times, even the architects with all the technology of how the wonders were being made, and from the like that the aliens that had caused them. And even speaking about the ascension of Jesus Christ, how
Hmm.
Jesus was taken by the clouds. Maybe it's about the spaceship zooming and causing this anti-gravity that made him levitate to the sky, something like that.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely, I'm with you. Well, we're talking about what we talked about yesterday, aliens and America admitting that there just might be aliens. And we have a gentleman who's calling me right now who is really, really throwing some light on a lot of things we didn't understand, misunderstood, or chose to ignore over the years. So, thank you so much, my dear brother. Ada?
Yes, yes, Daddy Queen.
Wow, I thought people are not going to want to talk about this particular topic. So I say, you know what, let's touch it in a hurry. Let it not be like we didn't talk about it. You understand? Let it not be like we didn't talk about it, but let's talk about it in a hurry.
Okay, before that, time check. It is time to pay some bills. So we'll be back after this.
Whoa, we've got bills to pay. We'll be back. Hey, hey. All right, guys, how are you all doing? Yeah, it's been an absolutely wonderful day. I can't believe how good it is to be alive. How good it is, especially in the light of what's going on globally. I want to talk about the death. I'm afraid to open the charts. The total global deaths on COVID 19 so far. So, worldwide, United States has hit 60,000. UK has hit 26,000. UK has officially overtaken Spain. Spain is on 24,000. UK is on 26,000 deaths. Italy is on 27,000. Looks like UK is catching up with even Italy. Germany is still very low at 6,000. France is at 24,000. That's quite high. Turkey is low at 3,000. Russia is even lower at less than 1,000. Russia should be investigated. And let me tell you why. France has 118 confirmed cases and 3,000 deaths, while Russia has 99,000 cases and less than 1,000 deaths, 972 deaths. Now, Iran has 93,000 cases, less than Russia's 99,000, and they have more than Turkey's 118,000 versus 3,000. Iran has 5,900 deaths, almost 6,000 deaths. The USA has 1 million confirmed cases and 60,000 deaths. Worrying. Worrying. Scary. I don't know if you guys are scared. Saudi Arabia has only 157 deaths. Israel has 212 deaths. Singapore has only 14 deaths. Uh, Canada has 2,000 deaths. 2,900 going on 3,000. Quite high compared to the ratio. Okay, we're back on the radio. Yup. We're talking about aliens, and I'm glad today for the first time that our callers are doing more of the talking. Also, today we're going to talk about the lockdown restrictions being eased and what what is going to apply from next week, Monday. We're going to be talking about that. And also, we're going to be talking about the global death toll of COVID 19. What countries are affected more, and why are these countries affected more than others? We're going to be discussing all these in a moment. But right now, we're talking about UFOs and the fact that the Pentagon released videos that were recorded, I think, in 2014 by a private company. The Pentagon finally agreed to release the videos. This year, go rugged. Oh. If Pentagon can release alien video, this has been the most rugged year in existence. The US never even agreed in the slightest way or form to give to lend any support to theories suggesting the existence of extraterrestrial beings. So let's take more calls. Sure, sure, sure. Take messages.
Hello, Ada. I want to take my call. I did okay. You didn't pick it, that's why. It's all good. That's the free.
Ọ̀gá Adégòkè,
That's what I want to hear.
ẹ kúrọ̀ lẹ́ o.
Yes, yes, sir.
Àbí ẹ ká lẹ́dẹ̀ ni.
I can't let you.
Ẹ̀hẹ́n.
It's well.
It is cuckoo well.
Even in the well,
Ah, what can we say?
God, God will help us in this country because by the time we're done, we see a lot of things going on in the country. We'll have to call God now. I think
Yes.
when we're handicapped. My friend said he was in the US and they were at the bus station and it was like waiting and was like let this bus come. That I can just enter bus and go. I was even praying for the bus to come. I was praying and the friend just saying what are you praying for? Either you pray or not, this bus come at the particular time bus come. So you don't have to pray and that's the situation we are in. We have to pray on some things to happen because the system is not working. Yeah. So as regards the UFO, I would say I've had practical experience.
Woo! Practical UFO experience. Oh yeah, we're all ears.
I was a kid then. That was in Maiduguri. Yeah. So I was asleep at night and I had strange noise outside. I was scared though because the sound was not normal. You get,
Mm-hmm.
and I peeked through the window and I saw a UFO coming down. I was
You
scared
saw
so
a
much.
UFO coming down.
Yes, yes. In fact, it was like a dream to me. As in, I didn't just know what to believe whether it's real or not because then I didn't
Give
know what
me my
UFO was.
coke.
But after I grew up, I started seeing images, pictures of
Now tell me, did
them.
you see the alien or you saw the spacecraft?
The spacecraft, not the alien. I didn't see any alien.
And you are sure it was not
I
a
never.
helicopter or anything normal?
No, no, not a helicopter. It was a UFO. So since then, I didn't even tell. I can't say I remember whether I told anybody really, because it was just as if I was in a dream, but it was reality. It was real. Yes. So then, after growing up, I started doing some research, watched some videos, and then um, there was
Adjust the things.
also
If you keep doing it like that, it won't close and
news
everything
that came out in the
will be hot
newspapers
inside.
back then. I think in the 80s,
Okay.
UFO
Is it closed?
objects that were captured. Yeah, I think via satellite or something. They
I could go
put
drink water,
pictures
but
of
I need
it
to
in
be
the newspapers
alert.
and all that. And my dad too was he was a missionary then. He also did a lot of research on all those things and had pictures. And there was a time at that a period that a baby fish was captured. It was a human. It was like a baby. It had fish scale in the body,
Where was this?
all over the body. Yeah, captured in America, not here.
But we know that a lot of those American things have now been proven to be hoaxes. So I rather take your personal experience as fact
Yeah,
than what they
yeah,
say now. Because those days, what we have as news, you see, if you read the story about the Cardiff giant, some guy actually built a giant and said it was from the ancient biblical times where they said giants roamed the earth. And the whole world believed. Today, it is in an American museum. It's called the Cardiff Giant, and it is labeled the world's greatest hoax. So I'll rather believe your personal experience because it's not like you are going to make money off it. Many of these things
yeah.
that are released on tabloids were to generate income or to generate traffic. Just the way we have all these cloud chasers of 2020. Trust me, bro, there were cloud chasers in 1950 and 1920, and they tried to get attention so they could sell their own ideologies. My ex told me that she had seen aliens before, and I never believed her. I don't know why. I just felt it was a bit odd, and she also didn't like talking about it. But for all you know, maybe she was right with what's actually coming out now, especially if it's being defended as fact. So thank you so much for your
Yeah.
contribution, and I encourage
And
other people who have had experiences to also call us.
the other experience I had was I won't say this is an alien, but
Okay.
I can say they're angels. I saw them physically. I was not closing my eyes. I sat down at the balcony. This person I was counseling them. As we were talking, she was the person that first saw it. And then I saw that she was carried away. She was not responding. So I asked, what's happening? Why are you not concentrating? She now told me so softly and calmly that, please see what I am seeing. Then I looked up into the clouds. It was about 6:30 in the evening. There were people around the balcony, the other balcony in the other house, downstairs. Nobody saw it. I saw a light came down from below and then exposed them. They were so large beings in the clouds. They were moving from left to right and all that. This was 2006. Yeah. It was
Wow.
I couldn't just describe it. I was just caught up. I didn't know what got over me. I don't know how long I was staring. It got to a point I got myself a bit. I ran into the parlor gently and I saw my sister and my last born. So I was thinking I will meet everybody in the parlor. So I whispered and said, please come and see what I was seeing. Because I was seeing it so weakly as if I was tired. Then she came out reluctantly. And she came out, she saw it. She was staring too. Three of us were staring. We didn't know for how long. So it got to a point, she got herself, she ran into the house to call everybody in the kitchen and all that. So, but before they came, there were three clouds, handful of clouds that gathered at that same spot, and there was lightning like three times, and then they cleared off.
So
Meanwhile,
you
the rest
actually
came out
saw
and
beings, and this was not just you alone. This was
yes,
you and two other people at
two
least.
other people. Yes,
And those people are
and
still around, they're still alive today.
people did not see it. The people downstairs, the other houses, they couldn't see it. Were the ones just seeing it.
They couldn't
So
see
when
it, or because they weren't
they couldn't,
looking. Were they
I
looking in the
wouldn't,
direction you were looking?
I wouldn't say really because I just saw that people were around, and they were doing their thing. Now, at the end of the story, you will see what happened. When they came out, they only saw the lightning and the clouds that gathered.
Hmm.
And immediately it was as if there was a veil moved out of people's eyes downstairs and around. They all started looking up. Suddenly, they were like, "What's happening? What's happening?" Just like when fights don't finish, they come to see, see the end of the whole thing. And now, look, there was like panic everywhere. People like shocked, what's happening? Something just happened. So my sister's son, he was still very little then. Then when we told him that we saw angels, he started shouting. He said he has been seeing these angels since 3 days. That he has been telling my mom that he has been seeing angels, but my mom just ignored him. That
How
go
old
and
was
lie down
he?
somewhere. He was about 6, 7 years old. I think 6 years old. Yeah.
And he had been seeing this
And
phenomenon for 3 whole days.
3 days before we saw it,
And he had been
I
seeing them
was
in the
really surprised.
clouds.
Yeah.
What did they
They
look
saw that.
like?
He just said he saw them in the sky. They were like moving here and there, left and right, and all that. So, but he couldn't describe them very well.
But to you, what did they look like to you?
Okay. They, to me, they look had human form, but
Yeah.
very bold, as in very big. It was as if they were wearing the cloud as clothes. You know, too bold, really.
How
And I
many of
feared
those angels did you see?
how what?
How many were they? Were they one, two,
Okay,
three, four?
there were three. There were three.
There were three.
Yes, there were three.
What part of
And
Nigeria was this?
this is Ajegunle.
Ajegunle.
Yes, Ajegunle.
Wow. Wow.
I'm telling you. The lady could not go home. I was the one who escorted her home. She was shaking. I'm
Wow.
telling you, me to throw out that thing, I was not myself really. That experience was a different one. And I could kind of relate them to the two other times I've seen angels in my dream, and also the other one physically on a mountain.
You saw
I could
angels
relate
again
them.
physically on the mountain.
Yes, I did.
How did that happen?
But we were praying that night, all night, at the mountain in Oshobo. Yeah. Yeah, it was even my friend who was also with us then. He also saw it and he was like, "Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?"
So
And
each time
also,
you have these experiences, you always have a witness.
yes, there are people there.
Hmm.
Yes. So I'll be like, what's happening? I just saw them, but they were coming so fast, appearing and disappearing. It'll be like they just come and go. And in that mountain, you will see footsteps, like we can't say maybe it's really the angels, but you will see bold footsteps of as if somebody's foot, but not human foot, imprinted on the mountain.
Woo! Ah, that blessing. Call me back. Oh. Oh boy, see as all of una dey interested. Una like sweet gist. Nah, story. Oh, Naija gist dey sweet. I'm waiting for Ada to call me back. Ada, call me back. Excuse me. The phone always cuts off after 1 hour. Yes, he saw an angel, and I don't know why you don't believe. Lola Okwola, how are you? Someone said, I believe him. I've experienced some strange things before. I am in Germany. Wow, wow, wow. Our guy was a good call. Very clear. Um, when I was talking about this yesterday, you're talking about my watch. It's a classic MDM Hublot made out of, cut out of a block of 18 karat gold. Thank you for the compliment. It's usually hard reconnecting. I know because of all the calls. So we're waiting for Ada. This our show is very interesting though. I think this let me not say it so that Cool FM people will not hear, but I think this Nigerian info is sweeter than Cool FM. Who agrees that Nigeria info is more interesting than Cool FM? Who agrees? Let's vote. Nigeria info or Cool FM? Someone said that conversation had my ears standing. One vote for Nigeria info. Just right now, don't say me, say Nigeria info. Nigeria info or Cool FM? Someone say both. Yay! Yay! Ada is back! Woo! Let me tell her connected because she sometimes doesn't know it is. Almost some people are saying Cool FM, Cool FM. Nigeria info, both. Nigeria info, Cool FM, Cool FM, Cool FM, both. Nigeria info, Nigeria info. Some people are saying Cool FM. Daddy Freeze, take my request. Cool FM because of the Sunday preaching. That's major. But I don't want to move it to Nigeria info because you know Cool FM is used to me at that time, and that preaching can be very controversial. Nigeria info will go mad. They will call police on us. So if we preach that kind of our preaching on Nigeria info, hey, ads are running now after the ads. Okay, sure. So let me be gisting with you guys. Oh man, the topics we have. So nice. Sorry, I came up late. What is popping quite a lot? We're talking about aliens. Now, you guys can also, if you're in Nigeria, 0700. That not 070, 0700 993 993 993. Okay? So we can talk about that. Tyrone Big Lion, how are you doing? What radio station am I working with now? 99.3 Nigeria Info. That's where we're on. We're actually live on the radio. It's just that I also give our social media audience a treat of the live broadcast.
99.3 Nigeria info, and this is live and dangerous with that quiz.
So
Before
we're
that,
back.
we had Aderoke on the line and giving us some, do I say revelations? But that was very,
Adegoke was off the hizzle.
you know, wow.
I actually wish we could have him back because he as in he said he I was actually enjoying the conversation, and in my mind's eye I was printing a 3D image of what he was saying, and I could connect with it. Even though I have never had any angel sightings before, any angel experiences before,
What
but
about an alien? Have you?
none. I'm
Okay.
very lucky. Anything way big past me, I know they see.
Okay, so do you think we take more calls? Lucky, we might have him back.
Okay, what do you suggest? More calls, fine. Text, WhatsApp messages. Please read out the WhatsApp number so people can know what number to call.
Okay, sending a WhatsApp message to 0809 597 5805. 0809 597 5805. Daddy, please, what is the concept of aliens? Oh, sorry. Why is the concept of aliens not termed conspiracy theory like others use term so? Do you have an
Because the
idea?
because the Pentagon has just released a statement. When you see when authorities, well, you see, there's how do you source for information as journalists? When you get something on the Punch, you get something on the Vanguard or the Guardian, it is concrete information. When you get something on CNN, when CNN admits something, any information from a media house that you can sue is considered more valuable than from somebody just sitting behind a camera and recording a YouTube video and telling you stuff, or some anonymous article, or some article by a bogus author and all that. But when the Pentagon in the USA release a video, it's no longer a conspiracy theory. This is not some little jack on the internet speaking hogwash. This is the Pentagon. So it's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's now either a conspiracy or a reality, not a theory anymore. Ah,
Okay, more messages. Daddy, please, we have like two people here seriously begging me to release their problems to you. Hey.
the ones we took care of yesterday is okay for now. I sorted everyone out except one of the women who didn't get back to me. But everybody else was sorted out, like I promised I would. The guy even called me back. The one who said he was a bus conductor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he called me back.
Good evening, Daddy. Please, I am Daniel from Ikorodu. I do believe that aliens do exist. Americans, NASA, caught a giant
NASA,
spoon
yeah.
on camera, yeah, NASA, on camera during their research in a space project. Anybody that want to see it can Google it by typing NASA caught giant spoon on space. The spoon is said to be owned by aliens. The
NASA,
owner
what?
of this
Let me
alien,
give that again. Let me put it up to Google.
NASA caught giant spoon on space.
Giant phone.
Spoon, spoon.
NASA caught
the giant
giant
shark.
spoon.
Yeah,
Okay, let's have that checked out.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
hmm Another one. My husband left me for a year now, leaving me with four children, and I've been finding it difficult to feed them. I am a teacher.
This is not be play. Oh. This is actually from dailymail.co.uk. Um, okay, I'll look at the Daily Mail article. NASA rover discovers a large spoon on the surface of Mars. Yes.
But if we speak, I don't really understand where we are heading to in Nigeria about this COVID-19. The president only comes on air every 2 weeks to address its citizens on a pressing issue like this. I know God will help us all, and may God bless you, sir.
May God bless you too. May
Anyway,
God
the
bless you too.
UFOs were flying so fast, you could see in the video that the camera couldn't even capture the first one. Captured, the captured one rotated in an unusual way. Baba, we know they go here.
Baba,
The
we know day low no. This year go rugged oh. America don't want us a UFO day, UFO day oh.
uh, okay. Unidentified flying objects have only been seen mostly in the US and few Western countries. It has not been reported in Africa before.
Now here's my problem. If Africa see, they'll say it's devil or angel. Half the time, why we do not see, for all you know, let's even talk about this. Maybe some of those women that you say were birds, maybe were just dropped out of a UFO. I'm just suggesting, oh, don't mind me. Oh. Ada, have you, now I even need people to tell us about that phenomenon. Have you witnessed a bird turn to a woman? All those
What?
a bird turn to a woman.
I've only been seeing that online. I don't know.
Yes, you see, my problem with Nigerians is we look at the USA. They are releasing video of the alien flying. Nigeria, they'll just show you black and say the alien has flown past. We never seem to have any form of verifiable evidence. It's always somebody saw something, somebody told somebody that somebody saw something that told somebody. It's always at least 12 degrees of separation.
All right, let's take phone calls. Share with us your experience if you've ever witnessed a bird turning into a woman
A
or
UFO, an angel, a demon, a grim reaper. Grim reaper is the one that comes just before people die. Have you witnessed a
yeah,
grim reaper?
good evening, man. That is good evening, sir.
Good evening, please speak up.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Mrs.
Sorry, we can't take your call. We can't hear you. Can we have a clear call, please?
I can hear you. I can hear you, sir. Hello.
We can't
Good
hear you.
evening, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Oops. Ada went to cut the wrong one. She cut me off. I know where that one they go. That one they for, if it's I'm about to die. Uh, I don't have any money. And if it's give me some money. Sure. Waiting for Lara. Waiting for them to call us back. I'm doing great. Abimbola Adasa. How are you, ma? Adao. Seriously not connecting again. Now, wow. Please try. Uh, Taste buds is really feeding me. I've added weight. When I just sit down at home and I'm eating, I rephrase the chat I sent you since 21st December 2017 till today. I've not responded. I get a lot of DMs. Please forgive me. Hey, my sister. Oh, I just got a message from one of our members that I sent a package. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try to. You can see. I want to see it. Can you see the message? Let me read it out to you. Daddy Freeze, thanks a lot for this new fund. You sent it to my account. Today's alert indicated 5K. Now, the members of our physical church who come every week did not just get one package, they got an initial one package of 10K and then a weekly package so far. I hope to keep it up. It's very hard to, of 5K a week, at least while this pandemic lasts, while the sit at home, the lockdown lasts until they can go back to work. So he said, thanks a lot for this new fund you sent into my account. Today's alert indicated 5K. May God continue to bless your ministry. You are not only feeding us Christ sheep with spiritual bread, you are also feeding us Christ sheep with physical bread. Thank you very much, sir. God bless Daddy Freeze and family. Long live Daddy Freeze and family. Long live Free Nation Church in Yahushua's name. Let me respond, Amen, sir. There is no way that you will be a part of my physical church. These people leave. The physical church is actually the radio station. We're not renting anything. Every Sunday, I go to an office to preach. So what we just do is we gather people there. People gather there and join me. We all sit in the studio, as many as 20 people, and we all preach and listen to the word of God. And these are my people. You So these are my people. All of a sudden, they're stuck home, they can't work. Why am I not going to take care of them? As a matter of fact, I'm not even happy. I believe I should be doing more. But how many churches put their members, all their priority members, people who come, these are people who don't donate 1 naira, but because they're consistent with us, they show up with us. How many churches have put their members on 5K a week throughout this period, with an initial sum of 10K, and then weekly there's going to be 5K payouts? Let me tell her that is connected. Yup.
It's
Yup.
99.3 Nigerian info, and this is still live and dangerous with Daddy Free. Welcome
Yup.
back, Daddy Free.
I was just telling I was gisting with the online audience, trying to keep them company so they won't be bored while we're waiting for you to call us back. And then you called and I said, alien is calling. Sorry, I said UFO is I said UFO is calling. So we're all stuck in this whole UFO. I think we can spend 10 more minutes on it, so we can talk about other things as we round off.
Okay,
But
before
this
that, you
just
wanted us
seems,
to take a call, right?
yeah, yeah, we could take maybe one or two, maybe three calls max, then we go to other things.
Okay, hello?
Oh, good evening,
Yes,
Ada.
please. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I want to contribute something to what Daddy Freeze just said just now
Good
concerning.
evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Daddy Freeze. Thank you. My name is Charles.
Charles, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you. You spoke about a woman, a bed changing to a woman.
Yes. Have you ever witnessed that
Yeah,
before firsthand?
yeah, years ago, but it wasn't a bed, though. It was just an animal like this force,
An animal like a,
like force, like a doggish type of animal,
okay, like a
a very
fox.
wild one. Yes,
Where did this happen? What part of Nigeria?
in Benin,
Wow.
years ago, around that Sakoba Road area.
How did it
When we
happen?
were there, yes, when we were there, there was this information that was going on that white animals used to kill people's chickens and goats. So I used to hear it, but actually I didn't believe them. But one morning, it was a rainy morning that day. So we heard the gun sound. We all ran out. What happened? We saw somebody shot an animal. And when we got close, it was like a force. So as people started gathering, suddenly the animal just changed to human being, a familiar native doctor that was about 5 streets away from our house. It was so surprising as a
Wow. And it's not that they
that was
gave you
like
the gist. You saw this.
yes, I saw it with my eyes. I saw this with my eyes. I was there. That day it was
Wait,
raining.
okay, did you
All
come
people
and
were
meet the
gathering.
body of the native doctor, or you
Yes,
actually saw the
then the gun
transition from
started
fox to
running.
native doctor?
Yes, I was there when it was animal. I was there when it sank. My younger brother was there. My elder sister was there. We were all there. We were many.
Wow.
I told you, it was surprising. So when you spoke about human being changing from dead to human, I remember that incident that occurred that day. So I live in Lagos now.
Hmm. 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 Thank you
And
so much
several
for your
things,
contribution. This has been very enlightening.
several things happened then when I was there. There was also one woman that was flying. They say she's a winch. That one they even broadcast it on GPS. That was then the broadcasting service.
Now they try for that on our side.
That
Though. Winds they fly for daytime. News they carry them.
you said
I say winch they fly for daytime. News they carry them.
okay. So that one landed at one electric high tension, and the tension the killer. She was there until they brought her down.
Oh, so
I
the
tell you,
tension did not kill her. She was there till they brought her down.
I told you, I was surprised too on that. Several things of that nature has happened in Benin.
Wow.
So other people from Benin will call and tell you this story that I'm telling you. People there will remember what I'm saying.
One of our online followers, Brother Shukbo, is saying that it's called shape shifting. Yes, we've all read about shape shifting. We've watched that Sam and Dean. What's it called again? Who watches Sam and Dean? Yes, shape shifting. So it is actually possible, but now, wow, how come we Nigerians, if we really had all this technology, how come we never put it to good use? How come we are just using it to steal people's chicken, to do wickedness of all sorts? I don't know for us. So supernatural, that's it, yes. Thank you for your call, sir, and God bless you. I appreciate this.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Ada, good night to you.
Yeah, good night.
All right. So, Ada, more calls. We have time.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
Okay. I just wanted to speak to Daddy Free.
Yes, Daddy Free is right here, sir.
Hello, Daddy Free. Actually, I've been listening to your program, and a very interesting program, too, really. But first question, I think you were talking about the UFO. I didn't think the American government or NASA said that it was a UFO. I think they didn't make a comment on that. They sent it to verify because those videos have been going on since 2012.
2014, if I'm correct.
They've been going, and they just wanted to because people were speculating that was it real or was it not real, but they just brought it out, but they didn't make any statement. So they didn't say it was
Now,
a
them
UFO.
bringing it out is already admission, as far as I'm. NASA will never release this kind of video before.
It was something, but they didn't say a UFO.
Yes, it was definitely something, and it's not and what are those things called? A drone. Drones don't move that fast. That thing was fast too.
It was. It was. No. What I'm saying is that I don't know. I can't really say what it is. I mean, there are really unexplained situations sometimes, and maybe with time, those things will be able to be explained. Just like we couldn't explain certain things as we're saying. 100 years ago, certain things could not be explained.
Yep.
With time, they'll be able to explain that. I think that that's why they just released it so that they could just put that on record that yes, something like that was. So it's not under speculations anymore. I just think that's why. And I just want to make just an observation actually.
Yes, go ahead.
Like me on your personality. I mean, I understand you are a pastor, but you are more into science and things like that. I hardly hear you preach about the Bible. I mean, I'm sorry, but I've started listening to you not too very long time. Maybe you do that on other forum, but I noticed that on this radio info, you tend to be more on scientific and
Yes.
things like that rather than
And let me explain that to
spiritual.
you.
And
Let me
I'm not saying
explain
that
why
I
that is to
enjoy
you.
those program, but I was just wondering for the pastor.
Today, I actually, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Daddy Freeze Teaches, I analyzed Pastor TB Joshua going to the mountain, and I addressed it scripturally. Even this alien phenomenon, I addressed it scripturally yesterday. Unfortunately, on the radio, we're not allowed more than a certain amount of religious content. So I cannot go all out and preach religious content on the radio during the week. I can sneak it in here, sneak it in there, but I can talk about science. I can talk about a developing story. I can talk about this UFO. I can talk about it for 2 hours if I want to. Do you understand? The authorities will not say, but if I talked about the Bible for 30 minutes straight, I'll be in trouble. So,
That's real.
yeah, yeah, oh, absolutely. According to the broadcast
Because
code.
I thought I have had some religious program on radio.
Yes, but the whole radio station is given a certain amount of time per week. So when you hear
Okay,
religious
that's
content on
not
the
only
radio,
okay, that's the radio
it's
time.
part
Yeah,
of
that's
that
the
time. For
radio
instance, if
time.
they say you cannot air more than 3 hours a week, then maybe you air
Okay,
1 hour on Sunday, 30 minutes on Monday, 30 minutes on. It's usually about 2 hours actually for the whole week. So you cannot spend more than a certain amount of time on religious content on public radio.
okay.
So they try to frown against it. But on my own personal social media space, on my own personal YouTube, where it's I'm not restricted, I go all out and discuss things scripturally. From my scriptural point of view, here is this situation, here is this situation. You know, a lot of people were bashing TB Joshua.
Yes, yes, yes. I read quite a lot of
Yeah, and
things
I
on it,
came out and from my understanding, I didn't see anything wrong with one, him going to the mountain. There's nothing wrong with going to a mountain to pray, even though Christ said, God is looking for those who worship him in spirit and in truth, meaning God is everywhere. In those days
yeah.
of John chapter 4, the Samaritans worshipped in the mountain, Mountain Gerizim, while the Jews worshipped in the temple in Jerusalem. Doesn't mean that you can't go to a mountain to pray, but if you're going to the mountain and believing that that's where God is, then there's a problem because God is everywhere. So as long as he didn't specify that he's going there because that's where God is, you can go anywhere to pray. So there's nothing wrong with that. Second thing is praying about COVID 19. I personally believe that Nigeria should have gotten to a point where we have our scientists working right now on a solution, a vaccine, a treatment, but
Exactly, exactly.
most of our scientists are somewhere praying and dashing money to pastors, believing that God is going to double their money. This COVID 19 pandemic has opened everybody's eyes to the real truth. However, there's nothing wrong in prayer. I wouldn't say that him going to pray now is wrong, even though I know that if we had been working and praying, not just praying, by
Yeah,
now we
yeah.
should be like a country like Senegal that is working on a cure, working on the possibility of a vaccine, working on producing ventilators, working on cheap testing
Even
kits,
Kenya is doing the same.
even
Kenya is doing
Rwanda.
the same.
And one of the
Yeah.
things you notice about Kenya, I was in Kenya last year. We drove around Nairobi for hours. We did not see a single church. Rwanda closed down thousands of churches. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having churches, but there's a place for religion and there's a place for work and there's a place for science. If you put religion in the place for science, you're going to fail. And look at our society right now. We have the biggest churches in the world and some of the poorest hospitals in the world.
That's correct.
There's no country on earth that has better churches than we have in Nigeria. But look at it.
Yeah.
Can our hospitals measure to those other countries' hospitals? Now they say make churches close, but hospitals are open. So there's nothing wrong with prayer. There's nothing wrong with TB Joshua praying on the mountain, but we must be careful not to put prayer in the place of work or in the place of science or in the place of development. Prayer is the key. After you finish working, you pray. We just pray. Then, thirdly, a lot of people were accusing him of recording himself and broadcasting it to the world. That when you pray, you are supposed to.
I had a problem with that, to be honest.
Now, let me
I had a
explain that
problem
to
with
you.
that.
We are
Sorry?
a. Let me explain that to you. We are a damn you do, damn you don't society. The same society that is shouting that we need online churches, that the church where we're spending too much money building churches, we need online churches. Okay, if he is relating to the members of his church and his church is an online church, how does he get feedback to them? How does he pray with them if he doesn't send them his videos? We've got to understand that the way things were done 2,000 years ago and the way things are done now are totally different. So,
Can I give you an example?
yes, sir.
In the last days, when Jesus was about to be crucified, he was with his disciples and he left them.
Yes.
He left them.
He went up to the Mount of Olives.
Yeah.
He actually went with
What
them,
he had to do.
and that was where Peter was sleeping.
Sorry?
That was where Peter was sleeping,
Yeah.
and he had to wake them up. I discussed it today on. I discussed all that today on my live channel. So at the end of the day, there is nothing wrong with him recording himself. If we're doing online, how do we do online if we don't see video? How do we do online if we don't see audio? The same people that are shouting.
But I think if we are preaching, sir, it's a different thing. If he was preaching, I just think that when we are praying, even sometimes we are fasting, we try to be very reserved about it and not letting people know this is what we are actually doing, you know. But to come out, I know yes, he's a pastor, it's a very big pastor as well, but I'm sure, why don't they show him when he's fasting inside his bedroom?
Yeah, I get you though. You have a point. But also,
You
if
know,
he's trying to, you see,
to me,
let me tell you, I'm sure he went to that mountain and said his own prayers that nobody heard. Do you agree?
true.
Then he said the
Yes.
prayer that he wanted to be recorded for his congregation. And it was a prayer for COVID 19. So these are the kind of things, because you brought it up, I just wanted to show you that we talk about all these things too. We try to address them from scriptural point of
Yes.
view, but we cannot just go all out on the radio and and do this, because you spoke about it, we are addressing it, but please understand
No,
that.
yeah. No. Because because I just find your own brand of preaching quite different.
Yes, of
That is
course.
why I had to
First
ask
of all, I'm a lot
huh?
younger. I wouldn't say I'm more exposed, because many pastors are more exposed than I am, but I've also chosen to have a more in-depth understanding of scriptures and religion. Sorry to say, but the Christianity we have in Nigeria is the British version and the American version mixed together. The prosperity doctrine and Pentecostalism came from America. Pentecostalism itself was invented in 1900 by a gentleman called Charles Fox Parham, along with his partner William J. Seymour. They were the ones who started Pentecostalism with the Azusa Street revivals and what have you. And in the 1950s, the prosperity doctrine emerged, and somewhere along the line, it was merged with Pentecostalism to give the hybrid that we have in Nigeria today. So if you've studied Christianity, I've sat down with a professor of Pentecostalism, one of the only two people in the US who are fit to teach Pentecostalism as a course in a university like Harvard. And we have had discussions about these things. So I understand the evolution of religion, how it went from a family in Israel to become a business that it is now in Nigeria, and our eyes are being opened to this. It doesn't mean God does not exist. It doesn't mean the Bible is a lie. It doesn't mean that Christ didn't die for us. No. But we need to also depart from what man has added to religion so that we can have a clearer picture of what is going on. Because the one we are following up until now has failed us.
True.
Do you understand? It has failed us. Right now, I have so many people, even on the radio, so many people coming up that the freeze were hungry, that the freeze. And in my DM, I ask them, come, what church do you attend? They'll mention one big church here. You can tell that now is the time for many of the churches to bring things out, and many are not. So it's a bit funny. I don't want to talk about it too much on the radio because this is radio time. But don't worry.
I agree, but your rate at which you are reaching out to people on the radio, I'm sure by the time you have a congregation, you have a handful in your church to hand money over and things like that too.
Oh yes, to
Because
this week
I see
alone,
people are
this
coming
week alone,
because
I've
they
taken
are
care of
sick.
40 people this week alone, and it's continuing tomorrow. It continues. We're taking care of it's. I don't want to talk about it too much on the radio. Maybe you can join us on the online. But
Okay,
trust me, even on the radio, we'll be sneaking in a little bit here and there just to keep you informed. But we have plenty of enemies, and they always come and fight me on the radio because I'm saying things that are different from what they're used to saying and hearing.
yes, yes, fantastic. Good work though. Nice,
God bless
nice
you, and
work.
thanks for the call, and thanks for being objective. You ask questions, I try my possible best to answer them. This is the spirit I like. Question every spirit, yes, but don't come and fight and say that the freeze you are a liar, you are the antichrist. I've heard that so many times.
Well, you should expect that. You can't even Christ himself.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
You're not perfect. You're not perfect, so we should expect that.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. Thank you so much.
It's nice talking to you.
God bless you.
Bye. You too. Bye bye.
Whew. Ada blessing.
Yes, please.
Uh-huh. Over to you, back
Ah,
again.
fine.
Let's
Okay,
read
let's
some.
take some messages
Yeah,
that are
exactly.
really coming from me. And I don't want to take my tags and all that. Ah, but if we, is it right to arrest someone for saying bad or negative things about some religion?
In my opinion, it is not. However, we've also got to be careful. Some religions are less tolerant of criticism than others. We've got to be able to identify that and work with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Daddy Freeze. This is Sunny from Akoka. Since there is no proof of UFOs, don't you think it's time to look into time traveling? How real is it?
You're going down that hole. You're going down that rabbit hole. Let me be honest, I believe in time travel. I've never said this before, but I actually believe in time travel. In my house now, light just went as I spoke about time travel. I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, am I going to see a UFO? Anyway, I'm going to speak about it spiritually and scientifically. First, let us speak spiritually. God is a non linear time, multi-dimensional being. By linear time, let me explain what the concept of linear time is. It's 11:49, right, Ada? And we're closing this show in exactly 11 minutes.
11:55.
Oh, wow. So we have actually 6 more minutes. And it's now 11:50 now, if you're looking at it. So we have 5 more minutes. What does that mean? It means time is traveling forward. We were at 11:59 a few seconds ago. Now we're at 11:50. Sorry, 11:49. Now we're at 11:50, right?
Yeah.
We are linear time beings, meaning our 11 o'clock comes before our 11:30, comes before our 12 o'clock, right? Now, God, on the other hand, is not bound by time. He's 11 o'clock, he's 12 o'clock, he's 11:30, and he's 2,000 years ago, and his 1,000 years from now are all happening at the same time. So, if 2,000 years ago is happening now, if now is happening now, and if tomorrow is happening now to God, then if you are a being like He is, you will be able to experience angels, demons, what have you, that are not three-dimensional beings, that are multi-dimensional beings, are able to transcend through time. It might not make sense because this is all religious, so let's bring it home to the theory of relativity. And according to the theory of relativity, as you approach the speed of light, time begins to slow down. At the speed of light, time stops. If you go faster than light, time begins to rewind. But the only thing that can travel at the speed of light is a photon, which is a particle of light. So if a human being can get to the position where they're traveling faster than light, they're going to begin to reverse time. I'll also give you another example. Do you know that if a star is born today and that star is 200 light years away from we are, it will take 200 years. I hope I'm getting the calculation right, before we see the light of the star, because it's going to take that long for a particle of light to travel from there to us. So this star has been born, but we cannot see it. Do you know why? Because its light has not gotten to the earth yet. Same thing with stars that are dead. There are stars that have exploded and gone, but we're still seeing them and they're still giving us light because they're so far away from the earth. It will take us this number of years for us to experience that thing that probably happened 100 years ago. So we're seeing a star. It is not an illusion, it is a reality right there in the sky. But the star died 150 years ago. So although the star is in existence in this time, that star is actually dead. So these are scary concepts that if you start to put together, if you start to piece together inside your mind, it will begin to draw you into areas of deep thought that probably were previously unexplored. So, Ada, should I? I've noticed one thing. We set out to talk about 5 or 6 things, and we end up not talking about any.
Talking about just one.
And people will call and 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 call.
Hmm. Hello, Ada. I am Mohammed from Ada. I had a demonic experience when I was a kid. It always carried What are you trying to say? Okay, I was a kid. It always carried round our room by. Okay, are you trying to say cried? Oh, it always cried around our room by 12 midnight. Every time it happened, I couldn't shout for help. I felt I was dumb.
Wow, but people they go through a lot. So, anyway, tomorrow I think we're gonna talk about what we were supposed to talk about today because you guys just got carried away with this whole aliens and goats turning to people and birds turning to women, and Ada turning into Bill Gates. Ada, you like that, wouldn't you? I would love to turn to Bill Gates, eh?
No, I would love to be me.
Anyway, quickly as we're leaving, let me touch on this
Okay.
global debts. I think we need to be doing this from time to time. Let us actually spend time talking about how many people are dying on a daily basis as a result of COVID 19. This is very important. So far, the United States have 61,000 deaths. Spain has 24,000, Italy 27,000. The UK has 26,000 deaths. The UK has overthrown Spain. And the UK is now catching up with Italy with regards to deaths from COVID 19. So, the worst thing we can do to ourselves as a people is to emulate the UK or the US. And guess what? In the UK, people are still orderly. People still respect instructions. We live in a country where nobody respects anything. Have you gone to the Lekki toll gate to see how people drive? You will know we don't. Listen, in the UK, you have a long 453 bus, and that bus carries maybe 60 people, and there's only one driver. Meanwhile, to carry 10 people in a bus, you need a driver and a conductor who's going to shout, "Abalende, abalende, 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 nikomu change edali." Is this, if the UK failed, as far as I'm concerned, 26,000 deaths so far, that's a failure. If they fail despite being orderly, how are we going to survive when we're poorer than them, we're less well behaved than they are, we do not take instructions from science, we rather listen to religion? How are we going to handle it if this thing really hits the shores of Africa? So that is a thought. We're going to be talking about that. And also, I want us to talk about the fact that schools are not going to be reopening. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. Schools and I think religious institutions. Let me get the story right here, real quick, as we officially sign off. Schools are not going to reopen. Religious institutions are not going to be open to for now, according to the Lagos State Governor, um, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. So I'm trying to get that so that we can round off with that because that was what we're supposed to talk about. How's this going to work? How's online learning going to? How are we going to capitalize on the online learning the way we've capitalized on online church? So we're going to be talking about all that. Restaurants also. The governor announced that food handlers at public eateries and restaurants have been mandated to wear masks. The governor said all businesses will reopen next week. All businesses that will reopen next week must operate between 9 and 3. The new directive on business operating hours affects all corporate firms, banks, malls, and local markets. In addition, the governor announced the restriction of operating hours of water transportation companies to the period between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. He said, no, under no circumstance shall vehicles carry food items that have more than 7 passengers. Okay? The governor added that businesses will be allowed to operate within controlled easing phase framework, clarifying that the expiration of the lockdown was not a directive for the full reopening of the economy. It's a gradual and controlled easing the lockdown. We'll continue to monitor public health situation, the economic impact of the lockdown, and always adjust our response accordingly, according to the governor. So far, schools. Let me quickly finish with this. Companies that choose to operate within the controlled easing phase are to operate between 9 and 3. They're also to operate at a maximum of 60% of their staff capacity. Some non essential workers can continue to work online and remotely from the office. Online and work from home arrangements are highly encouraged to continue as much as is practicable. All entertainment centers, such as event centers, cinemas, arcades, bars, casinos, day clubs, nightclubs, beaches, shall remain closed till further notice. Swimming pools, gyms, barber shops, spas, beauty salons, and all public parks, including those in private and residential estates, will continue to remain closed for another 2 weeks in the instance, at which point we will review to advise on permissible opening date for these establishments. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the government's whistleblower channel will be fully open to report companies that flout the new directives. He said whistleblowers will be guaranteed full protection and their identities will be kept confidential. What about money? Nothing suggests that. God bless you. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Daddy Freeze, and you catch us live Mondays through Thursdays, 10 p.m. till midnight on 99.3 Nigeria Info with my gorgeous Ada.
All right, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. It's been a great one. We'll do this again. Have an amazing night.
Absolutely. So catch us tomorrow. Bye.
Keep it locked 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Amazing show, guys. Don't forget to tune in to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Please do me a favor, guys. Actually, like, legit tune in. I'll be grateful if you guys tune in. I've got people on Instagram listening from Germany and from all these places. Thank you so much. Bright Grills, what's up, dude? How are you doing? Those are my brethren. Our brethren are ye. So take care of yourselves, guys. I'll be live same time tomorrow. Since the curfew is 9 to 6 to 9, I'm not sure I'll be allowed to go to work physically because my show starts at 10 p.m. Till midnight. So sadly, I will have to continue working from home. Is that really sadly? I'm actually happy. This bed can be very comfortable when we're doing this work. And at the end of the day, we still get to the audience, we get all our phone calls, and we get to do all our work. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. God bless you. I have Nifemi from Harare, Bright Grills from Abuja. I have Raymond from Munich, Starboy. I have people from across the world listening in. God bless you all. Oh, wow. Still Unwa from London. How's the UK? I remember meeting a girl once, and I'm like, how are you? And she said she's fine. And I said, where are you coming from? She said, the UK. So sorry, she said London. I now said, oh, wow, the UK. Said, no, only London. I've got somebody from Slovakia right here, a Bristol Bridge from the UK. God bless you all. It's a wonderful show. Please make sure you join in. Brazil people, Collins, I hail you. Mohammed Adigbite, shout out to you all. God bless you. Let me go and attend to Madame. Let me go and sit down with her. I've got people from Canada. Woohoo! Official or link. Did I get that? You're all blessed, guys. See you tomorrow. God bless you all. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, yeah. Everybody on Instagram, stop subscribing now. YouTube.com/ Daddy Freeze Teaches. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. I'm not going to close until you people go and subscribe. Same thing with you people on Facebook. Make una subscribe. Subscribe now. Why are you people not subscribing? It's not fair. You are not subscribing. Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Take care. Love you all. Bye.